Yo, what up guys, it's your boy here, Judai. Yuki, giving you another Yu-Gi-Oh character deck profile. This is going to be Ryo Marufuji deck profile, otherwise known as Kaiser in the anime. This is going to be the version 1 deck, and then next is going to come up as the version 2 deck. So this deck is basically more focused on the original version of Zane's deck, which is more focused on the Cyber Dragon monsters, Cyber Dragon fusions. It has none of the Cyber Dark monsters and none of the new dragons that he got in it. It doesn't have any of the Cyber Dark combos that he used in Season 2 when he got the new support and stuff. So it's just focused on the original Cyber Dragons and stuff. So, you know, let's begin. Start off, we got the obvious 3 Cyber Dragons. You have to have 3 of those for Cyber N and just in general. 3 Cyber Dragons. We got 1 Proto Cyber Dragon, and then we have Cyber Laser Dragon and Cyber Barrier Dragon, both really cool cards. Very difficult to use because you need to combo them off with. For this one you need a trap to summon it, and for this you need a spell to summon it, and you need a tribute like a Cyber Dragon on the field to do it. So it's a little more complicated, but still they're both really good cards and definitely fun to test out. Next we got Cyber Valley, a really good draw card and stall card in general, and it's just really good. We got Armed Cybern. Armed Cybern pretty much equips to a Cyber Dragon monster or Cyber Fusion monster, I believe also. Yeah, Cyber Fusion monster and that list Cyber Dragon, and you can decrease his attack by 1,000 to destroy a card on the field. I think that's once per turn, pretty sure. But yeah, so it's a really good card. It could get you out of some spots. We got Cyber Phoenix. Cyber Phoenix is a pretty good card. I really like this. I wish it didn't have to be in attack mode to negate stuff. I feel like that kind of holds this card back from being a really amazing card. I wish it could be in face of defense as well, and it would still work, but it has to be an attack for you to negate a spell card. Spell or trap card that targets exactly one machine type, but the second effect still works, and you know, if it's destroyed you can draw a card. Yeah. So then we got Cyber Kirin. Not the best card, but it's a combo with Power Bond. Since you'll take massive burn damage, you could tribute this on the field so that you wouldn't have to take any of that secondary burn damage. Then we got Cyber Ouroboros. Very simple effect. It's an okay card, not really that great, but you know, you can banish it with some spell cards that he has to draw a card later or something. Then we got 2 Heavy Mechs support platforms. He actually has 2 of these, so to fill in some space because he doesn't have that many monsters. You know, for his Cyber version, he had to kind of add the second copy of it. We got Cyber Soldier of Dark World. I know, a normal vanilla monster. Why is this in here? Pretty much when he first summoned Chimera Tech Over Dragon, and he was looking through his deck, and we saw his whole deck, and this was one of the cards that was in it. So once again, we mainly added it to fill in some space because we really needed it. Perfect Machine King, another card that was shown in his deck when he was summoning Over Dragon. He never used it, but it was in his deck, and we added it, you know, just to have another powerful monster in the main deck to use in case if we can't go for Cyber Dragon or if we can't fuse, or you know, it's always good to have a backup situation right here. So yeah, he's really cool. He's really fun. Now we got Metallizing Parasite Lunite or something like that. It's a really weird union monster. Ironically, it's not a machine and it's an aqua type, so it's weird that it's in his deck. And he actually has 3 of these, but I only added 1 in this deck because I didn't want to have too many high-leveled monsters, and there's already too much going on in this deck. But yeah, once per turn during your main phase, if you control a monster on the field, you can equip this card to that monster or unequip it. While equipped to a monster by this card's effect, that monster will be unaffected by spell cards controlled by your opponent. One monster can only be equipped to. Okay, so basically it makes whatever monster you equip this to unaffected completely by spell cards. So you have Cyber End Dragon, you know, you can equip it or any of your other monsters and they'll be unaffected by spell cards. So you can't Dark Hole it, you can't Raigeki it, you know, it won't work because this is attached. So if you pull this off, it could actually come in handy, and it's really unique. So that's why I also wanted to add that, because I felt like the effect was actually pretty good, and could be fun to test out. Once again, a really weird card you wouldn't expect in his deck, but he does have it. Next we move on to the spell cards. We got the original Power Bond. Obviously we gotta have this. I'm gonna go through all the fusion spell cards first, then we got Polymerization, we got Future Fusion, we got Defusion, we got Overload Fusion, and we got Cyber. This is more like a fusion support, Cybernetic Fusion Support. Literally it has support in its name. This is if you don't have any monsters on the field or in your hand, and you want to fusion summon and you have Poly in your hand, you pay half your life points and you can use the materials from your graveyard and banish them. So it kind of works like an Overload Fusion, but it'll work with these two. So yeah, Cybernetic Fusion Support. Then we got Photon Generator Unit. Like I said, this is made to summon Cyber Laser Dragon right here. Really cool card. So yeah, Cyber Laser Dragon. You have to tribute 2 Cyber Dragons for this one, so that can be kind of hefty. But the good news is that you could summon Cyber Laser Dragon from your hand, field, or deck. Well, hand, graveyard, or deck. So you don't have to worry about, like, you know, you could dump Laser anywhere. You can dump it in the graveyard. You don't have to worry about having it in your hand or in the deck. You can dump it in the graveyard and just whenever you want to activate this, you know, just summon him from the graveyard. Got Battle Fusion. Another fusion support card, which just gives, it's pretty much an honest for fusion monsters. We got Trap Booster. This is an anime card. You discard 1 card and you can activate 1 trap card from your hand. So really good card right here. This will be good if your opponent's trying to stun your traps or something in some way or another. You could activate this instead and activate a trap card from your hand. So it's really fun. You could trap jam or something. We got Time Fusion. This is an anime card. It says banish 1 card from your hand and target 1 fusion monster in your fusion deck. During the next standby phase, special summon that fusion monster, ignoring the summoning conditions. That monster cannot declare an attack, return its summon. So really cool card. You can summon any one of your fusion monsters. It ignores the summoning conditions, so you know you don't have to worry about anything with that. And we got Card from a Different Dimension. If this card is banished, return it to the hand during your next standby phase. If this card is returned to the hand, this way both players draw 2 cards. So yeah, really weird draw card right there, but that works. Limiter Overload. We got Monster Reborn, Cyclone or Mystical Space Typhoon as we know it, and then Pot of Greed. This deck is a little bit complicated to build. He has a lot of spells, not a lot of traps, but he does have a lot of spells and not enough monsters, so you know it's hard to test out a lot of his combos without sacrificing certain cards. So I'll get into some cards that I want to add later. And we got for the traps, Call of the Haunted. We got Attack Reflector Unit. This is to summon Cyber Barrier Dragon. And we got the actually I'll put these back here. We got Final Fusion. He has 3 of these. I only added 1 because I mean the chances of you facing a fusion user. I know in GX with Jaden that's possible and the others, but it doesn't happen that often, and to have 3 is kind of inconsistent and kind of pointless really. So 1 Final Fusion. We got Return Soul. We got 2 Rare Metamorphs. He has 2 of these. I could have only added 1, but I decided to add 2 because this deck could use as much help as possible with attack power. I know it's a power deck, but a lot of his monsters are weak. And also this does, you know, allow you to negate a spell effect that targets one of your machine types once per turn. So once again, really helpful to protect yourself against spells, just like this card. Then we got Cybernetic Hidden Technology. This works with any Cyber Dragon or Fusion monster you control that lists Cyber Dragon, and when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can send 1 Cyber Dragon or Cyber Fusion monster you control to the graveyard to destroy the attacking monster. So if you have a field full of Cyber Dragons or Fusions or whatever, you could, you know, just pop your opponent's monsters if they try to attack you. We got Counter Trap Damage Polarizer. This should work well against Power Bond and whatever other burn damage. Activate only when an effect that inflicts battle damage is activated, so I guess Spell Trap or Monster Effect doesn't matter. Negate the activation and then both players draw 1 card. And finally the Counter Trap Trap Jammer, you know, to negate those traps. As you can see with this deck, not a lot of monsters. I think there's only 16 monsters right here in the main deck. And then those get filled in later with the Cyber Darks and the Dragons. So it kind of sucks because he doesn't have too many monsters to really work with. But we gotta work with what we got. This was originally in the deck and then I took it out, but I realized that it does have some plays with cards from a different dimension, and as well as Cyber Ruberos and stuff like that. So you could add different dimension capsule to do that, so that you could pull off the draw 2 combo, add that in there. And Graceful Charity, you should add that in there, as much draw power as you need. So you could either replace one rare Metamorph, or whichever card you feel here you don't need, but I mean, it's already really tight, the spell cards, but you could add these 2 cards in to combo off with some stuff and to get some extra draw power. But yeah, so that's that. This deck can be really strong. The Zane's deck is a power deck, straightforward power deck. So its main focus is just to run over its opponents with its amazing power. It doesn't have a lot of consistency, and it doesn't have a lot of draw power either. I mean, it has this and Graceful Charity, and then if you're able to pull this off, that's another draw too. But like, he doesn't have the best to pull out his best combos. He doesn't have any cards to search out his Cyber Dragons more effectively, so it becomes very difficult to actually fight, in a sense, or to get to your stuff faster, to summon your big fusion monster faster. You have to really get lucky and hope that you draw into Future Fusion right away, or Power Bond and hope that you draw Cyber Dragon. This deck really struggles when you don't have Cyber Dragon in your hand. If you have Cyber Dragon in your first hand, that's really good because you'll be able to do something. But if you don't, then that's really bad because all your fusion monsters pretty much rely on Cyber Dragons. Which I forgot to mention the fusion monsters. We got Cyber End Dragon, we got Cyber Twin Dragon, and I also added Chimera Tech Over Dragon and Force Dragons. Like I said, this isn't a Season 1 deck of Zane. This is a Version 1 deck, which is a version is specifically focusing on a specific version of the deck. This is focusing on the Cyber Dragon side of the deck and not the Cyber Dark mixed with the Cyber Dragon deck. So these are Cyber Dragon support fusion cards and whatnot. So that's why I added them in. Also, another weakness is Zane doesn't have a lot of defensive traps. Other than this and this to negate one trap, really, this is the only thing you have. He also only has one MST. He doesn't have any ways to get rid of your opponent's spells and traps or negate them and stuff. So it becomes very difficult. You can overpower your opponent very easily. If they don't have anything to stop you, if they don't have any form of defense, you'll easily wipe them out. But if they do have some form of defense, then you're kind of in a tight spot because that'll give them a chance to maybe survive a turn or two and then be able to come back the next turn. And there's a lot of ways to get around these monsters. They may be powerful, but they're not in the slight bit broken, and you can negate their effects. You can mirror force them. They're not prevented by anything. They're just big, powerful beat stick monsters. So that's the weakness of the deck, and its strength, its main strength is just overwhelming power. That's all it is, just overwhelming power. And if your opponent has nothing to stop you, you can just ram over them. But yeah, so that's the deck profile for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Coming up next is going to be the Ryo Marufuji Kaiser deck, which is, like I said, focusing on the new Cyber Dark support and the dragons and the Cyber Dark combos that he added. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. It was really fun doing this. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Gotcha!
여러분,魂のペンドラム天空にかけ怒りの悪ペンドラム召喚来い俺のモンスターズたち我々の落ち子とつく鍵を渡るのマラコオーダイスペンドラムドラゴン